Hello there, this is Chris with Sanderson Test Prep, and we are taking a look at the digital SAT. This is going to be Math Module 1. So we'll cover a few different versions of Module 2 later on. As you may know, the digital SAT is computer adaptive testing, which basically means that the second module that you get is going to have its difficulty determined by how well you perform in that first module. So you do a little better in Module 1, you're going to get a slightly harder version of Module 2. If you struggle a little bit in Module 1, you get a little bit easier version of Module 2. But for now, Module 1, we're going to dive right into the first question. So it says, which frequency table correctly represents the data listed? And here, let's just highlight this, but frequency table. So all that means with a frequency table is the frequency aspect of it is going to be that whatever numbers appear in this column will represent the number of times a particular result showed up. So for example, here, if we just look at the 4s, for example, we had 4 of them. So the number 4 should have a frequency of 4. And based on that alone, so if we look at answer choice A, that works. Answer choice B, that works. Answer choice C, nope, that's incorrect. They're not asking for the sum, they're asking for the frequency. So this should say that there are 4 4s, and answer choice C shows that there are 16 4s. So we can eliminate that. And for D, they switched it around. They suggest that the number 16 shows up 4 times. And if we look at that data set, we can see that the number 16 doesn't show up at all. So we can eliminate that. And then continuing on, 8 shows up with a frequency of 3. There should be 3 8s here. The number 8 appears 3 times. That works. Answer choice B switches that around, suggests that there are 8 3s instead of 3 8s. So that's a no-go. Answer choice A is our correct answer for number 1. All right, so let's continue on. For number 2, it says which expression is equivalent to x squared plus 3x minus 40. And this is going to be a typical trinomial that we have to factor. The sum should add up to positive 3, and the product should multiply out to negative 40. So when we look at those product sums here for the product, I think the easiest thing to do is take a look at the 40 and just see what factors come to mind. And here, if we were to write out all the factors, you have 1 and 40, 2 and 20. 3 does not go into 40. You have 4 times 10. You have 5 times 8. And that's it for the pairs of your factors. But now, for it to add up to a positive 3, well, let's see which of these are 3 apart. 1 and 40? Nope, because whether you're adding or subtracting there, all you could end up with is 41 or 39, but those are going to be pretty far apart, so we can't get 3 out of that. How about 2 and 20? Is there any way we could add or subtract those to get 3? No dice. 4 and 10? Let's see. 10 minus 4 is 6. That's kind of close. Let's see. 4 plus 10 is 14. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. Not quite. So we can't get 3. But 5 and 8 are, in fact, 3 apart. So this works out great. And now we just have to make sure we look at the signs properly. Here, to get a positive 3, we would have to have a positive 8 and a negative 5. So our factors would be x minus 5 and x plus 8. And if we look, we see that that matches answer choice B. Let's take a look at our next question, number 3. It says Jay walks at a speed of 3 miles per hour. Let's highlight that. And runs at a speed of 5 miles per hour. So walk 3, run 5. And walks for W hours. It runs for R hours for a combined total of 14 miles. So a total of 14. Now, a couple things that I'll point out here. One thing that SAT is actually going to be very nice about is they're really reasonable with the variables they use. They won't try to trip you up there. So if it's walks at 3 miles per hour for W hours, it's not a coincidence that they happen to use a W to represent how much you walk, and they happen to use an R to represent how much you run. So again, they're going to be very fair that way. So here, hopefully as we're reading through this, we say, okay, well, for my total miles, Let's see, if I'm going 3 miles per hour, then that would be 3 times however many hours I walk. So 3 times W. And if I'm going at 5 miles per hour when running, then that would be 5 times the number of hours that I run. So that would be 5 times R. And the combined total means we're adding those together and setting it equal to 14. And lo and behold, that's exactly what we see right here in answer choice A. So hopefully that's straightforward enough for us to pick that and move on. In our next video, we're going to dive into question 4. Thanks for watching.